And welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's the Rhody Rumble here at Meade Stadium between URI's best and Providence College's best. We got our men's B final getting underway here. I'm joined with Nick Crudale. I'm Jack Slattery, and it'll be Providence College ball here. Spidell's trunk first play, and they get a whole lot. Will, nope, excuse me. Danny Burns picks up about 20 or so up to the midfield. Nick, what do you expect out of both of these teams? Do you have any experience with the Disciples?
Yeah, so I am expecting a very good matchup here today. I've seen the Disciples. They've played in this matchup before, about 2 or 3 years ago, I believe, when they were all freshmen. So I just believe from that point on they've grown as a team, and they destroyed the competition here at URI. Should be a good game against the Providence College champions.
Little dump out from the quarterback, the lefty. Nick Crofts to his running back. And it's going to be nearly another first down. Nope.
Bring up second and about 1 for Spidell's trunk.
As you said, the Disciples, still a young team, but they've played at Meade Stadium many times before. Everyone knows that their quarterback, Melvin Zapata, is who you have to really look out for.
Yeah. There was Aiden Finnegan picking up the first down there for Spidell's trunk, giving them a fresh set of downs. They're playing the game. They're not playing the long ball. They're shooting dump passes into the flats or handing the ball off, just small chunks of yard at a time. It's getting the job done so far.
Taking what the defense is giving them, Melvin with a nice little move to get to the quarterback there. And we got our first sack of the game. We'll back up Spidell's trunks a few yards. Second down. Double sticks here as they have to get all the way to the 20 for their first down. Crofts takes the snap. Rolls left, throws left, just out of reach of 15, Aiden Finnegan. All hands team, Aiden Finnegan, as he was referred to in our chat.
Officials for today's game, referee is Evan O'Neill. Our line judge is Okeo Ayungo. The field judge is Liam Rowland, and our back judge is Tim Grathwall.
Congratulations to them. Got the best talent on the field and the best stripes. Nick Cross takes the snap. Got a lot of time. His team picks up the blitz, and now he finds over the middle, number 55, Liam Rooney, reaching for every additional yard. A good tactic there. So when you get deflagged, it's where the ball is, that you are down. So he picks up.
Yeah, the quarterback did a nice job of trying to extend the play there. Got under some pressure. Disciples sent the house. A couple kids rushing to start. Eluded a couple of people trying to pull his flags. Extended the play. Found an open receiver downfield.
And Melvin Zapata jumps the neutral zone there, trying to pick up the best angle of attack for the blitz, but
A little conference here.
let's see if it's going to be on the defense or maybe a false start.
Yeah, so we have to keep in mind that the defense. And they call it on the offense. So we got to keep a reminder that the defense cannot cause the offense to false start. I thought that number 2, Melvin, stepped into the neutral zone, causing the offense to move, but looks like the officials had something different.
Evan O'Neill, our head ref, whistles in the offense. Nick Crofts splits the defenders, stays behind the line of scrimmage, delivers a ball, but it is dropped. Little underthrown there.
Oh, it was a turnover. That was 4th down.
There you go.
So the Disciples coming up with a stop.
A huge 4th down stop.
After a couple of big plays for Spidell's trunk, Disciples defense steps up, stops them, now gains the ball, gets possession of the ball, first down to the 40-yard line.
And that reveals something that's important in our first down system. If you get the first down by just a few inches and you really have another 20 yards to go, and that was their problem there. And now we see Melvin on the first play of the game. He can move. He can go. He can move. Look at him breaking tackles, going all the way. And it's a first play touchdown from Melvin Zapata. He is unreal back there, Nick Crudell.
Yeah, he's very good at extending the play, running, scrambling past the line of scrimmage, gaining yards after. He's very good at that. And just taking that in, eluding defenders, making sure not to flag guard anybody, and ends up getting into the end zone. Kind of a reach the ball across moment right there. As I thought he was going to step out, but he reached the ball across first. Got the score for the Disciples.
The way he evades defenders is in flag football without ever using his hands to flag guard has always impressed me. Very mobile in the backfield, but even a bigger threat when he decides to take off and run.
Definitely. And you get the 1-point try from the 3-yard line here.
Throws crossbody. Underthrown, though, because, again, crossbody. And intercepted on the conversion, meaning it's no good. Also means that Spidell's trunk, after giving up the first play touchdown, will take over at their own 14.
Yeah, I think that was a big play for the Disciples. They're going to have – I don't know if they can rely on Melvin the whole game to do that every single play for them, but I'd like to see maybe them if Melvin can use his arm a little bit because we know he can throw. He just got to find those open receivers downfield.
The defense is quickly going to pick up on his talent. And it's a first play bomb, and wow! Aiden Finnegan looked like he had no shot of tracking that down. He goes up and high points it, contested catch, and takes it away from Shea Blancard, who was in coverage.
A dangerous pass right there, throwing in. It was one-on-one coverage. It looked a little underthrown, but as you said, Aiden Finnegan was able to come back to that ball and make the reception on it.
A nice play there. Picks up a huge chunk of yards there, and now they're in enemy territory. Nick Cross rolls left, avoids one tackler.
Flags down.
Looks like it's going to be a flag guard there on Crofts, who was trying to avoid the sack. A gentle little stiff arm. And that's going to back them up after just gaining the first down. It's going to be, like we had before, double sticks, meaning although they are at their own 35, they have to go to the 20-yard line to pick up the first. Repeat first. Splits this. Nope.
Flags got pulled. Tried to split the defender right there, or the defenders, and wasn't able to get out of the pocket quick enough.
Ryan Palillo there to pick up the sack.
Lost about 5 on that play after the penalty yardage.
So think about it now, Nick. After the penalty and the sack, they have about 30 yards to go to pick up a first down.
Yep, you're complete, and they do a little screen pat, and right through the hands of number 40, Joe Leanne. I kind of like the play call right there, just trying to get those quick little pass plays completed, see if you can get some yards after the catch. That one just went through Joe's hands right there.
He was thinking about the run after the catch before the catch.
Correct.
You can't have the RAC if you don't have the C.
That's true, too.
Crofts does a good job staying behind the line of scrimmage. Now on course one on the other side of the field. That's a pretty ball. And again, a pretty catch. Danny Burns has 2 big plays here in the first quarter with just over a minute remaining.
Yeah, it looked like Nick Croft was going to be deflagged or get that ball to none of his receivers downfield. Decided to throw across his body and across the field to find Danny Burns around the 20-yard line. They still didn't get enough for the first down, but they definitely have now third and manageable.
Mm-hmm. Exactly what they needed. Rolls left again. Points his defender. A little jump throw, but out of reach of either team. Melvin nearly with an interception. And it's another turnover on downs for the Disciples, who early on have had a stout defense against this Spidell's trunk attack.
Yeah, it looks like they they give up the big plays downfield, but then they come together as a team, figure out what they're doing on defense, and end up making the stop before Spidel's Trunk can get into the end zone for some points.
So, looks like we have one fan in the crowd doing a wave on his own. That's pretty awesome.
Coming down on the end of the first quarter here. And that's going to do it for the end of the first quarter with the score. The Disciples at 6, Spidel's Trunk at 0. And a very competitive game so far, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Disciples have the lead, but really they've only had one play on offense. And this game is far from out of reach.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to, like I said earlier, Melvin's going to have to do stuff with his arm. He can't just use his legs all game.
I mean, after that, the next scramble of his, you're going to assume that Spidel's Trunk is going to, I don't know if you can have a spy, but it's going to become a focus of their defense is to not let up those huge scampers.
Yeah, I would definitely, maybe if you were Spidel's Trunk, go man. Everyone pick a man up on defense, have one guy solely picking up Melvin if he rushes or scrambles outside the pocket. I would probably assume you put your fastest guy on Melvin just so he has a chance to catch up to him.
If you want any shot at all. Instead, it looks like they're going to send 3.
Melvin eluding some tacklers, finds an open receiver just past the line of scrimmage. Gains about 2 yards on that play.
So it looks like they're going to have 3 blitzers. The one from the middle just attacking and the 2 on the outside kind of containing.
Yeah, and it looks like the Disciples have answered by having 3 blockers around. And we all know, if you don't know, like in flag football, you cannot block traditionally like tackle football. It's almost like setting the screen in basketball. You can't use your hands. You can't cause or create any contact. Just kind of getting in the defender's way.
And a nice quick throw there from Melvin. Saw the blitz coming. His receiver made a man miss, but then got some turf burn, no doubt. Takes the snap. Gets rid of it. Ooh.
Juggles the pass first, completes the catch, and we have a first down.
Real
He was
close.
able to reach out before he was pretty much tackled right there.
Yeah.
Reached the ball out past that zone line to gain at the 40-yard line and gives the Disciples a fresh set of downs.
If anyone ever told you that flag football isn't a contact sport, you showed them that play right there. Melvin stepping up in the pocket.
Oh, what a catch.
Nearly intercepted, but it looks like it's hard to see these numbers. We're sorry, folks, with their custom-made red jerseys, but
That was a nice catch into,
like
like you said, almost an interception. That was thrown in very tight coverage. The receiver for the Disciples just ended up catching the ball instead of the defender.
Shea Blancard, it looked like, did enough to rip the ball from the defender's arms. Oh, Melvin. Looks like he had Blancard again on the right side, and that pass tipped as it's thrown.
False incomplete.
Brings up second down here. Little under 8 minutes remaining in the half. Disciples in enemy territory, marching. And I think this drive, it's been obvious that Spidel's Trunks as that catch falls incomplete. Not sure. Looks like number 23, 21 perhaps, 24 perhaps. Jackson Swallow unable to make the catch.
It's looked like on this drive specifically that Spidel's Trunk has found a way to keep Melvin kind of in the pocket or just scrambling a few yards outside of the pocket, making him use his arm, which I think that's a big key to how they're going to stop the Staples from scoring.
And a big key reason as to how, as Melvin scrambles. Oh! That ball was nearly intercepted, popped out of the defender's hands, and nearly caught again.
And it's a turnover on
Turnover
downs.
on downs, so
Spidell Trunks gets it done, stops the Disciples from scoring. They're making Melvin use his arm to throw the ball instead of his legs for running it, and it pays off for them. They get the ball back, only down 6.
it's a game of adjustments, Nick, and clearly Spidell's Trunk notes that early on that Melvin is their greatest asset on offense. They take over right around the 35-yard line. The hike. Crofts over the middle, dropped through the hands of his receiver, Liam Rhody. Second down coming up for this Providence College side. This B final means that next we'll have our men's A final. But what that really means is both of these teams made it to their respective championships and lost. And this game allows them a great chance of redemption. Oh, excuse me. Spidell's Trunk won their championship, so you're looking at a team who knows what it's like to raise the trophy. Excuse me. So, again, the Disciples lost their championship, looking for redemption. Spidell's Trunk won their championship and looking to add more hardware to the trophy case. Crofts on the scamper, his first run of the day, picks up the first down. So unlike Melvin, who on the first play of on his first snap took a run for about 50 yards for a touchdown, we got Crofts, who waited until under 5 minutes in the second quarter to use his legs.
Yeah, it looks like the Disciples are kind of playing like a zone defense. They're letting the receivers for Spidell's Trunk kind of run downfield, and they're just playing a very good. And as he gets deflagged there, trying to throw a pass, can't get the ball off in time. But it looks like the Disciples are playing a zone defense, and they're playing it pretty well. They're giving Nick Croft nobody to throw to downfield, and in the end, like that last play, it leaves Nick to scramble.
Yeah, he's forced to move around, avoid those blitzers, and there's only so long he can do that. As we see, he got deflagged behind the line of scrimmage there. It's an interesting defense. Not often that you see zones in our flag league. Spidell's Trunk, a little dump off pass to Finnegan, it looks like. He picks up a couple. It'll be about 5.5 yards to gain until they're in the end zone. Third down in the goal to gain. Jack Meninger, the center. Snaps it. Crofts looking right, throws right. And in a sea of red.
That was a weird pass that he just threw. He kind of threw it almost like a baseball style throw. Didn't get his arm through the ball. Kind of came over the top, which kind of sent it over the ball, over the head of his receiver and the defenders.
Joe Lehane unable to come up with it. And now a huge fourth down coming up here. It would be the third turnover on downs for Spidell's Trunk early on in this game. Rolling out right, floating one up.
And just too far out of the reach of number 15, Aiden Finnegan.
And like we said, that's going to be a turnover on down. And they were 5 yards away from the end zone. That's a brutal, brutal turnover.
Yeah, those are the scoring opportunities that Spidell's Trunk has to take. They know, like we saw in the first play of the game, what Melvin can do with his legs. See if he can do the same thing with his arm if they try to stop the run.
Yeah, and if Spidell's Trunk goes on to lose this game, they're going to think about these 3 drives in the first half that all ended in enemy territory on turnovers. Melvin, nice dump off to Shea Blancard.
And that was a nice play by Melvin to get out of the pocket. He ended up in the end zone, and his flag belt was just pulled right before the ball got out, right after the ball got out. But if he had the ball in his hands, it would have resulted in a safety for Spidell's trunk. So
That would
good
have
job getting the ball out in time.
been 2 points and the ball back for. Oh, and on cue, number
Not
4, Ryan McKenna deflags Melvin in his backfield for a loss of a few.
get about coming up on the 1 minute warning here in the second quarter, with the score still 6-0 in favor of the Disciples, bringing up second down now. Or is it third down? I believe it's third down. They did not gain the first down yet. Melvin scrambling out of the pocket, steps up and throws, finds his receiver, and it looks like they're giving him the first down on that
Okay.
play.
Okeo, our line judge, indicated as such.
As we come up on the 1 minute warning now, it's going to be first down for the Disciples. And in our flag football rules, with our 1 minute warning, the clock is only going to stop now for penalties, timeouts, and injuries.
Clock restarts on the snap. Melvin to roll out right and run for a few. Gets out of bounds, but the clock will still run, as Nick mentioned.
Disciples doing a little no huddle action here. Trying to get to the line quick, snap it quick. Melvin trying to take off with his legs again, throws it.
And he was behind the line of scrimmage, and now it's a race to the end zone.
Cuts it back
makes
in.
a man miss and avoids getting deflagged, and he goes all the way to the end zone, and Melvin celebrating. He can do it with the arm, and we know he can do it with the legs.
And we got a timeout by Spidell's trunk. Because as I said, the clock wouldn't have stopped. And by the time they set the pucks up and ran the play, it probably would have brought us to the end of the half. So smart timeout right there by Spidell's trunk with 16 seconds left.
Time or no time, we're going to have a conversion coming up, untimed. Looks like the Disciples
It looks like we
opting
put
to
some
go
time.
for 2.
Looks like we put some time back on the clock now to 20 seconds. Melvin takes a snap, trying to look downfield, scrambles, eludes a couple of
Avoids the sack,
defenders.
makes a man jump.
Still trying to find some man open, still buying time. Throws across the field to a wide open man.
But he wasn't in the end zone, and he didn't quite realize. And Melvin's got to be upset. Did all he could on that play. Found his man wide open on the other side of the field, but the ball traveled so long in the air that, like you said, Nick, someone came over and was able to deflag him.
Yeah. He was wide open in the end zone, had to come back into the field of play to catch that, but then wasn't able to reach the ball back across that goal line plane before his flag belt was pulled. So now, with 20 seconds remaining, Spidell's trunk gets the ball starting at the 14-yard line. Do they take a shot towards the end zone here before half? Maybe just to try to cut that deficit down in half?
And Croft's got a good arm.
With one timeout remaining, Croft does have an arm. It looks like his 2 favorite targets so far in this game are Ryan McKenna and Aiden Finnegan. So let's see if he's looking to throw to either one of them too.
Seems that the Disciples sensed this coming, putting Melvin at safety. Cheap. Oh, intercepted off the hands of Finnegan.
And we're gonna have a timeout here after that interception with a lengthy return. It's gonna be a timeout from the Disciples with 5.7 seconds left remaining in this half.
Truth be told, that was a good pass from Crofts. Hit the hand of his receiver in stride and just popped off the fingertips.
So now with the Disciples having the ball back before halftime, let's see if they can grow this lead before the end of the second quarter. They still have one timeout left in 5 seconds. I doubt they're going to be able to get another playoff after this, the way Melvin's been scrambling and throwing the ball.
That ball might carry 5 seconds in the air.
Uh-oh.
And at the end of the half, there will be a huge return from Finnegan, who just gave up the interception.
Pitches
Little
it back,
pitch.
lateral. Flag was pulled around midfield. That's going to bring us to the end of the first half.
After 20 minutes of play, our score is the Disciples 12, Spidell's Trunk nothing. A defensive half of football. And we are back underway here, starting our second half of our men's B final. Our Rhody Rumple between the URI champions and our Providence College neighbor champions. It's the first play from the Disciples from their own 14. Little quick throw to Melvin, sniffed out by that Spidell's trunk defense. Nick, what are you looking for in this second half? A little more offense. What do you think needs to happen?
Yeah, I think for the Disciples, Melvin has to find, and we got a stoppage for
timeout injury or possibly.
I think it was a little turf burn action on the end of that play. got deflagged, fell to the ground, and then slid a little bit. But I think coming out of the second half, Disciples, Melvin has to find that he has to find the balance between running the ball on offense and throwing the ball. Who are his targets that he can throw to, instead of just relying on his legs, and then converting extra points. They've scored 2 touchdowns in the first half. Couldn't convert on either one of them. Melvin tried his hardest to convert them and extend the play as long as he could. In the end, his team as a whole just couldn't get them done. As he's scrambling for a play here, flags
Oh my God! He
still
makes
up.
the defenders run into each other, and they forget to deflag him. This is going to go for 6. This is going to go for 6. He doesn't get tired ever. Changes direction, changes speed, changes so much on that run, and he goes for 6. I mean, Melvin Zapata is ridiculous.
Yeah, making those defenders running into each other and just eluding everyone trying to pull his flag belt was probably one of the better plays we've seen out of Melvin.
3 players surrounded him, swarm him. 2 of them end up on the ground, and he remains fully flagged.
Yeah, so let's see, like what I just talked about. Can they convert extra points? I know now with the lead at 18, they have a good-sized lead at 18 points, but if they went for, let's say, 1 every time, they could be at 21-0 now. 20-0 now with this one pending. It looks like they're going to go for 1 again.
And you have to remember, as they go for 1, you have to remember that Spidell's Trunk is a champion. They won the Providence Men's League, so there's not going to be a lot of quitting them. They're not going to go down easy, and look at that again, unable to convert Nick.
Yeah. Spidell's Trunk's good at making Melvin get out of the pocket, scramble, extending the play as long as he could, and then the rest of his defense behind, the rest of Spidell's Trunk defense behind the rushers are getting it done by covering all the receivers downfield, leaving Melvin nobody to throw to, and leaving no room for him to scramble and run.
The 1 or 2 plays a drive where he's able to use his legs to pick up yards, it's fun to watch. Crofts, the tall lefty, takes the snap, rolls out left, looking for short, medium. Finnegan catches it. And Jared Morris able to make the D-flag, the tackle, if you will.
Yeah, that was a good play, good chunk of yards from that play for Spidell's Trunk. If they can do that on most first, second, and third downs and not get into those 4th and medium, 4th and long situations where the Disciples do have the upper hand by stopping them on 4th down, if they can replicate that play for basically the rest of the game to get back into this, as that pass sails over the receiver's head.
Declan Doherty. Nope, excuse me.
Nope, that was Joe Lehan on that attempted reception. Just Nick Croft sent it over his head a little too far.
But I think you're exactly right, Nick. They need to be a little more consistent on 1st and 2nd down. Kind of like the Houston Texans. It's always 3rd and long for them, and they make C.J. Stroud have to make play after play. And it's kind of what this Spidell's Trunk side is doing with Nick Crofts here. But here, wow, I mean, the Disciples are playing some great pass defense. Credit to them.
Nick Croft there with a big run for
Consequentially,
Spidell's Trunk. If he could get more involved in the run game by doing those runs, once he realizes he has nobody downfield eluding defenders, it gives them a good chunk of yards, and it picks up a 1st down for them.
And as well, it's going to keep the Disciples more honest on defense. This zone that they're running won't be as effective if Crofts is taking chunks with his legs. He has 2 receivers here. Now one's going to block. Misses a blocker, but he can still run.
Flag pulled. And we have a flag on the play, I believe.
We got flag guard right around the 8-yard line. So the yards are going to count, but he'll just be backed up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Beautiful night here at Meade Stadium. Good weather, no rain in our forecast tonight. At least I don't think so. So hopefully I don't jinx it.
Looks like flag guarding was the call on the play. Backs Spidell's Trunk up.
So they won't gain any yards, actually. My apologies.
Nick Croft in the pocket, trying to find someone open downfield.
Makes one man miss.
Throws it.
believe
to
that's
number 40.
Lehane open. Finds a hole in that zone. It's kind of the middle of the field like where he was, where there's going to be 4 defenders surrounding him once he makes the catch, but right there he was pretty wide open.
Yeah, and to that point with the Joe was kind of on an island alone trying to find that pocket in the zone. And at that point, it's all up to Nick Croft to put the ball right where he needs to in between those defenders. Because if he overshoots that, it's an interception. If he undershoots that throw, it's an interception. So finding that perfect happy medium to throw the ball and get it to his receiver. And what he did right there gave him the reception. And as he scrambled in that last play, giving them 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line, excuse me.
Croft's a great thrower of the ball, but you can tell the real difference right now is what Melvin has been able to do avoiding would-be sackers and what Cross has been able to. It's really hard to sack Melvin because it's really hard to even move with the acceleration and the change of pace and the agility that he does. Croft's moving his defenders, moving his receivers, and they'll get in the end zone for the first time in the day. Croft's connection with, is it Finnegan? It is Finnegan. All hands team Finnegan scores his first and his team's first touchdown of the game. Oh, interesting here. Smart math by them. They're going to go for 3 points.
Cut this down to a 9-point lead if they convert.
Which would also then be a 1-score game. So no harm, no foul. If they don't convert it, it's going to be a 2-score game. Or, yep, a 2-score game regardless. But if they convert here, it's a 1-score game.
Passes up, jump ball, and no one can come down with it.
He gave his receiver a chance. All you can really ask to do. Good sportsmanship there. Some disciples picking up the Providence College receiver.
So now they're our officials going to them, see if they want to try the onside conversion to gain possession of the ball again if they convert on the play. Looks like they have opted not to try it. So disciples are going to start with the ball from the 14-yard line.
And I think that's a smart choice, Nick. I don't think you're in any pressing need right now to go for the conversion.
No, I definitely think if we come down to this and it's still a 2-possession game or Spital's Trunk finds a way to come back and they need to, they will definitely take that choice.
Mm-hmm. No real need yet, especially if Melvin, on the run there.
Sails it over his receiver's head just a little too far.
Blancard has been the recipe on offense when it comes to the receiving game.
Yeah, definitely. So now 2nd down for the disciples. Let's see what they can produce here on offense if they can find that end zone again to grow this lead.
3-man rush. Oh, my God, he's so agile. How does he do it, folks? Oh.
Flag belt gets pulled somehow right around the 31-yard line, giving the disciples a fresh set of downs.
Huge tackle from Lehane. It's not crazy to say that Melvin may have been free for 6 if he made Lehane miss. The way he moves his hips, he moves laterally, Nick. He doesn't. It's always not just a straight sprint.
Yeah.
I think that his agility more than his speed really is what makes Melvin such a threat. Swallow.
Nice pass there from Melvin to his receiver, throwing off his back foot, just lofting that ball right to his receiver.
Picks up a chunk, which brings up a nice 2nd and manageable here. Just 3-4 yards to gain for a fresh set of downs. The snap. Melvin rolls right, faces a little pressure. Looking to throw, just needs a receiver to get open for
Launches
him.
it.
And one does. Oh, and it's not the man he threw to. But Shea Blancard will go for 6. Looked like he was the intended receiver. Was not the receiver who caught it. It was Blancard who came in out of nowhere on that slight overthrow from Melvin. He had one man open, overthrew him.
Yeah, and that just goes to show, as we come to the end of the 3rd period right here, we will have the extra point before we flip the field. That just goes to show you what kind of a player Melvin is, what he can do with his legs, and what he can do with his arms. And like I said to start the second half, can they convert these extra points to grow their lead even farther?
And it's the threat of what he does with the legs that really opens up and makes 3, 4, all 7 heads really on the defensive side have to keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
Oh, and
In
another
and out of the hands
conversion.
of the receiver.
Yeah, that time it was no one's fault but the receiver. Just right through the hands, and that would be 4 touchdowns on the day for the Disciples without a single point conversion converted.
And as we come to the end of the third quarter here, as we just know, the Disciples just went up another 6 points, so making the score 24-6 as we start the last 10 minutes of this game. What would you like to see Spidel's Trunk come out and do to start this fourth quarter, Jack?
I want them to have a scripted play where there's real intent, where there's a number 1 receiver who Crofts can look to right away, and then, if the play unfolds from there, it unfolds from there. But I think their offense just needs a little more intent, would be my word. 24-6 our score, a 2-score game. If again the trailing team, the Spidell's Trunk, went for the 3-point conversions. Our fourth quarter getting set to get underway. Spidell's Trunk takes the snap on their own 14. Crofts, 2-man rush, rolls right, has a man. Oh, Finnegan.
Almost comes down with that catch, bobbles it. I'm kind of curious if he was able to come down with possession of that ball, would he have gotten a foot in bounds to make it a legal catch?
Yeah.
But either way, he bobbled it and sends the ball out of bounds.
It's a good throw from Crofts on the run to put it over one defender. And like we said about this zone, there's those little soft spots, but it's hard to loft those passes in them. And now Crofts has to throw.
Incomplete, out of bounds.
Lehan unable to keep a foot in bound. And I got to agree with Rattlin's call. Not that Spidell's Trunk is going to be happy about it, but my angle looked like he had.
Yeah, from up here in the booth, it looks like he did get that 1 foot down, but that was his second foot that came down. His first foot came down out of bounds on the white,
Making him effectively out of bounds. So, just
third
like
down.
that, it's third and pretty
Third
short.
down and 6 to gain since we're on the 14-yard line. Croft, can he scramble here? No, he decides to throw it to nobody. Pass falls short of his receiver.
Saw Finnegan in the middle of the field, one of the soft spots of this zone, but on the run like that and across the body, it's hard to. It's very easy, I should say, instead to underthrow your receiver.
Yeah, so now if I'm Spidell's Trunk, I'm obviously going to play. I'm not going to punt the ball away and give the ball back to Melvin and the Disciples. So let's see what they can come up with here on fourth down with only 6 yards to go. Dump pass into the flat. Did he get across? And our line judge, Okeo, saying no, he was short of the line to gain. It's a turnover on downs. So the Disciples are going to get the ball back from about the 19-yard line.
And it's a good effort from Lehan. He reached, but an even better effort from the defense to deflag him, wrap him up before he was able to do so.
Yeah,
those are tough calls to make, Nick, those bang-bang deflags, first downs.
Yeah, the first thing you're going to look at is, A, the flag belt, when does it get pulled, and then B, did the ball reach the line to gain? So it's kind of hard to see what came first, the ball crossing or the flag being pulled. But I like the call from our line judge and gives the Disciples the ball with the short field.
Melvin decides, kind of like a play you see in the NFL, just throw it away. It's better not. He really didn't have any receivers on that right side of the field, and with a bit of a lead here, they can afford to, throw one away, let a little clock burn.
Yeah, coming up on around 7 minutes here left in the fourth quarter.
Second down and the goal line to gain for Melvin Zapata and his Disciples.
Melvin throwing the ball up into the end zone.
He has a man wide open, but wow, Crofts, the QB, I thought that was for sure a touchdown, but he came out of nowhere to swat that one away.
Yeah, that was great defense by Croft. Melvin thought he had an easy touchdown. Croft kind of came across the defensive formation there to tip that ball out of the reach of the receiver, causing the incompletion. Brings up 3rd down and long for the Disciples. They have no opportunities here to gain another 1st down. They have to get the ball in the end zone.
Kind of brings up, that play was a great example of how the threat of Melvin's legs makes him such a...
The lob pass up, jump ball.
Oh, blank
the
card.
receiver comes down with it in the end zone to go up another 6 points, making the score 30-6 with 6 minutes left in this 4th quarter. What a throw by Melvin right there, Jack.
Really, it was the tiniest bit underthrown, but in such a way that it gave his receiver the opportunity to come back to it. And over 2 defenders, he did exactly that.
Yeah. Is that Blancard's 2nd or 3rd touchdown on today?
I believe it's his 2nd, maybe his 3rd. I know it's Melvin's 3rd rushing touchdown, the 3rd passing touchdown, as he uses his legs there for the conversion.
That's the first conversion they've actually made all day today, which finally they got in the end zone for the conversion. But what would this game look like if they made those conversions for every touchdown they made?
Yeah, it'd be uglier than it already is, Nick. I say in reference to the score, 31-6 in favor of the Disciples. The stout zone defense they're running is really throwing a wrench in what Spidell's Trunk is looking to do. Remember that Spidell's Trunk won it all in the Providence Men's League.
Yeah, so let's see what they can do here with about 4:45 remaining in the 4th quarter. I mean, there's still a chance. There's still a chance. It's going to take a lot as we have a backwards lateral here thrown by a different player. And
Nice grab made from Lehane, that time keeping the feet in bounds.
steps out before his flag belt is pulled around the 43-yard line, 44, which is actually our 37-yard line in flag football, as the 40-yard line is our midfield mark.
On our modified field for flag football.
So it gives Spidell's Trunk a 1st down. See a little up-tempo offense from them right here.
Yep. Really pretty throw and catch there.
Croft scrambling, gets his flag pulled before he can get the ball out. Goes in as a sack. And a loss of 5 yards.
And Polillo picks up his 2nd, maybe his 3rd sack of the day, and he is hyped up about it.
Bringing up 2nd down. And even though the pucks are now set beyond the 40, they still have to get to that 20-yard line because they already gained that 40-yard line. So they have to gain the 20. So even if they cross the 40-yard line, they don't get the 1st down. Croft throws across the field to a wide-open man, Jack Menninger.
Backwards lateral of like 20 yards, but it might actually work.
Throw another lateral, and
it's dead around midfield. I should say URI football's midfield, not our actual midfield.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, in flag football there are no fumbles, so a lateral is technically a fumble, and in flag football, fumbles are blown dead by the referees. So a backwards pass right there hits the ground as a fumble, that's blown dead. Snap there, a little confusion right there.
Now the receiver, and it looks like he's outside. He's going to have a jump ball here.
And it's picked off in the end zone by the Disciples, resulting in a touchback, and the Disciples gain possession of the ball.
By who else but Shea Blancard, who's been all over the field today.
Nick Croft thought he had a receiver one-on-one in that end zone, underthrew the ball. Looked like the receiver was running across the end zone.
Nick Crofts was the receiver on that play, in fact. Tried something different. And now a dejected Spidell's Trunk will have to take the defensive side.
With about 2:10 remaining in this game, Disciples with the ball. Melvin's not at the quarterback. Oh, we got a double reverse. Melvin is going to take off downfield. Blockers in front of him.
Making him go.
Flag belt gets pulled around the 45-yard line. And that's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning here. Oh, that is
And
game.
with our mercy rule,
Ooh.
up by more than 19 at the 2-minute, that is effectively a mercy. And that means your men's B 7v7 flag football champion are the Disciples. Congratulations to them. It was a great game, Nick, for the Disciples. They had everything going on offense, a stout defense, and they deserve to win this one.
Yeah, I definitely think they got it done on offense and on defense. That zone defense played off for them. Melvin got it done with his legs and his arms, finding his favorite receiver, Shea Blanchard, in the end zone multiple times. I think that pick by Blanchard at the end kind of sealed the deal for the Disciples. But overall, it was a great game, and I think we're going to have an even better game coming up now.
Yeah, so stay tuned, folks. Congratulations to the Disciples. Melvin Zapata, 5 total touchdowns on the day. A great redemption for them in this Rhody Rumble matchup. Stay tuned. Coming up at 6 p.m., we're going to have our men's A final, so stay tuned, and thanks for watching.